fam, that's what they call me. I promise that you'll never be lonely. Be the fam, that's what they call me.
Hey family, I'm Aaron Bull. So I'm about to show you a video of Charlemagne the God on MSNBC doing an interview with Craig Melvin earlier last week or over the weekend maybe. But just check it out and let me know what you think. I wanted to share it with you because I think that it reflects a lot of the things that I've been saying as far as the candidates having a black agenda and the need for it. So leave your thoughts in the comments and let me know what you all think about the interview. I'll see you guys shortly.
One thing we will be watching for in tomorrow's set of primaries, the amount of young, diverse voters that candidates like Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden can get to turn out to the polls, especially in places like Michigan and Mississippi, Washington State as well. Perhaps no one that has their fingers on the pulse of that community more than the guy who's in studio with me right now, one of the most well-known voices in pop culture, Charlemagne the God. He's also a New York Times best-selling author, also host of The Breakfast Club, which has become a big stop, if not a must-stop on the campaign trail for most candidates.
Craig, what's happening in town?
Yes,
coronavirus.
there you go.
Got a pound.
Let's talk. First of all, we'll get to Joe Biden and your show in just a second. But folks that you talk to, when they call in, or folks who come up to you on the street, it's two-person race right now. Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden. What do you hear from young voters? What do they say?
I think young voters, they want ideas more than individuals. You know, they want policies more than personalities. I know especially in the black community, people are looking for those who have a black agenda. And, you know, Biden or Bernie really don't have a specific black agenda for the African-American community. So I think that's a turnoff. And, you know, when it comes to young voters, I just think they're uninspired. And, I mean, they have no reason to be inspired. Because if you think about it, after President Obama, I thought that the Democratic Party was going to get younger and blacker and browner and more diverse when it comes to gender. But now we're just stuck with two, you know, nearly 80-year-old white men. And
you just said Joe Biden, you said Biden nor Sanders has an agenda for the black community. Mm-hmm. You believe that?
Not a specific one. I mean, I'm looking for a specific agenda.
Like a plan.
Yeah, Mayor Pete had the Douglas plan. Bloomberg had the Greenwood initiative. Elizabeth Warren had a black agenda. I want a specific agenda, especially from somebody like Joe Biden. You know, Joe Biden, black people saved his life in the past couple of weeks. You know, I mean, his campaign would be dead if it wasn't for our OG Jim Clyburn in South Carolina endorsing him and, you know, all those black voters in the South going out and voting for him. Plus, you were the vice president, you know, for the first black president. You, in particular, definitely need to have a black agenda.
So why don't you think he has? I mean, why do you think it's one of the situations where he and his campaign, they feel like they don't have to have one because they should have the credibility in our community?
That's a great question. And I mean, when you see the way that older black voters voted for him on Super Tuesday, in his mind, he probably said, see, I told you they was going to ride with me regardless, you know? So it's like, why have an agenda when people are just willing to give their votes away for nothing? Just because out of fear and, you know, the fact that they're familiar with Joe Biden. Fear of Trump and being familiar with Joe Biden.
You've interviewed almost all the 2020 candidates, if I'm not mistaken. I've caught a number of them.
Yes.
But two exceptions, notable exceptions, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Amy Klobuchar and Joe Biden. You said something recently on Stephen Colbert.
Tulsi Gabbard, I think.
Tulsi Gabbard as well. You said something on Colbert that I think people should hear. People don't watch, but this is what they said. This is what you said.
Have you interviewed all the candidates?
I've interviewed everybody except for Biden and Klobuchar.
Okay. Are they avoiding you?
Yes. I've got it on good authority that Biden's black surrogates do not want Joe Biden to come on the Breakfast Club.
Why?
I really have no idea. But, you know, it goes back to what I said. Joe Biden owes black people his political life. You know what I'm saying? So don't disrespect, you know, that base by not showing up, especially when, you know, all your other former opponents did, you know. But I definitely got it on great authority that a lot of the black surrogates around him don't want him to come on the Breakfast Club.
We should point out that we reached out to the Biden camp for a response to that charge that we have not heard back.
They haven't gotten black to you? His black surrogates haven't gotten black to you, Craig?
But here's my question, though.
Oh, you know what, though? He was going to send one of his surrogates last year. I think his name was Seth.
Oh, wait a minute. So not even surrogates come on the show.
No, but that's what I thought was disrespectful last year. He wanted to send one of his surrogates. I think the brother's name was Cedric. I can't remember Cedric's last name.
Cedric Richmond, maybe?
I don't want to say, but I don't want to say it because I don't know. But I know it's Cedric something. He wanted to send him. And
so I was under the impression it was just Biden himself. It's Biden and his surrogates that won't come on.
They wanted to send one of the surrogates on last year, but I was like, no, that's kind of whack if all the other candidates are running up themselves and you want to send a surrogate. Like, who do you think you are?
Bernie Sanders came on.
A couple times, a few times actually.
You don't endorse candidates, do you? I don't recall you.
No, I mean, you know what I've learned? If you say you like somebody, or you say you like somebody's a policy that they have, people are like, oh, you're endorsing them. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I just said I like his black agenda. I like Bloomberg's black agenda. Like, oh, you're endorsing Bloomberg. You want them black people getting paid. I'm like, no, I'm endorsing this one particular agenda. Mayor Pete, oh, you like the Douglas plan, you like Mayor Pete. No, I just said I like their plan. I thought that this was what this was about.
Right, well, it's what it should be about,
yeah.
Right? So of the candidates who've come through, who do you like the most?
I mean, it depends when you say like. When you say like
who would you vote for?
Oh man, I mean, I still like Senator Kamala Harris. I like.
She's not in the race right now.
No, but you asked me who out of the ones that came through.
Out of the two left.
I like to see what's around him. You know what I mean? I think that Bernie Sanders needs to lean into the fact that he looks like Larry David, and I think he needs to start doing promos with Larry David and be pointing at the camera saying things like, America, don't let them curb your enthusiasm for voting for me. I would like to see that. And I would like to see who Biden puts around him. I think that Biden needs to come with a specific black agenda. Don't just take Bloomberg's money. Adopt his black agenda, which is the Greenwood Initiative. And I think he needs to have a black woman as a running mate, you know, hopefully Senator Kamala Harris. And then I would have to see who else he has around him. But those two things is what would make me feel comfortable to get on the Biden bandwagon.
I want you to make this a regular thing. I want you to come on during the
Let's do it, man.
All right.